Well, here she is, boys. You see this right here? This is my 1998 BMW Z3 Roadster. And yes, I can finally say this is my 1998 BMW Z3 Roadster. Like, would you just look at this thing? The spec on this thing is actually beautiful. You have the green exterior with the tan interior. And also, this car is a 1998. Did I mention that? But let me just say, this thing does not look like it is a 1998 model. This thing, most of my friends thought it was from 2008. That is 1 year after I was born. Yes, I just turned 17. I'm very young. But for a 1998 model year, and it's a BMW, which people beat on nonetheless, let me just say that. This car is in almost perfect condition, and you may think it's not because, well, it's not. Obviously, nothing is perfect except one man and the one man only. Yes, it is a little bit dirty on the hood, and yes, it is dirty a little bit there. And yes, it does have 138,000 miles. And yes, you're also probably asking me, why did I buy a BMW with 130,000 miles? Now, originally, it wasn't my idea, so you can give me that. You see, my mom and my little brother actually found this car off of Facebook Marketplace as I was looking to buy a car for my 17th birthday. I was supposed to get one on my 16th. That didn't work out. Then summer of 2023, that also didn't work out. Then I was trying to do it by Christmas of 2023. That also didn't work out. Then I just aimed for my birthday. Also, it didn't work out. But then, on May 4th, 2024, we're already almost in 2025, and I am so blessed for the opportunity to have this car because it just feels unreal still that I have my first BMW. And if you know me, I'm literally wearing my BMW shoes right now that I've had for over 2 years.
Because I like this brand so much.
And yes, you can just say, oh, why didn't you get the inline 6? Why didn't you get the freaking, I don't know, the M version? 1, I'm also broke. 2, I'm literally 17 years old. This is a perfect first car and a perfect first BMW. It's not too powerful. It makes less than 200 horsepower. It's a 5-speed manual, so it's, you know, it's a perfect car to learn manual on. And these 4-cylinder motors, they are surprisingly reliable. They actually can last for a very, very long time. And I've driven this car over 200 miles in the past week. Over 250 miles, to be honest. So nonetheless, this car is a blast to drive. And yes, it is pretty much, let's just say, perfect to drive. I'm talking about the driving experience. Everything else, not so perfect because it's not a perfect car. Because nothing in this world is perfect. Now, you might be asking, why did I choose a BMW Z3 from 1998? Because there are obviously other options to choose from. And yes, I had this option right here, and I also had this option right here. And why did I choose this? Well, it's just simple. Literally everybody has a Mazda Miata nowadays, and nobody has a BMW Z3. I don't see many of these things on the road at all, but I see Miatas pretty much everywhere I look. And the same exact thing goes with the Nissan 350Z. Pretty much everybody has one of those, either a 350Z or a 370Z. And those cars also, why I didn't get one, it is a money pit. It is a big, big money pit. And I've talked to several people about those cars, thinking about getting one, but also I've seen the problems that come along with it. Y'all definitely know my boy Eli if you have watched the channel. He's been in so many videos of mine, and he had a Nissan 350Z when he turned 16 years old. That obviously didn't work out. Then he had a 370Z, he traded in the 350Z, and also that was an even bigger money pit. And I've seen the problems that have been along with the past 2 years with those cars or whatever. And it is very, very, very much in the shop, and it is very much not at his house where he can drive it. And this thing, it is surprisingly reliable. I've had no issues whatsoever with it so far, but to be fair, I've only owned it for like 2 weeks fully. And I actually had this thing for like a month and a half now, but I just didn't pick it up until around 2 weeks ago because I just didn't really tell anybody because I don't like telling people things. And yes, I do have a temporary plate on this thing. I'm getting the full license plate, and yes, I did do a custom one. And also, this car is pretty dirty. That's the only thing I don't like about this green paint. The sun isn't really picking it up right now because there's really not much of sun, but nonetheless, this car is a very, very beautiful spec. The interior, yes, it needs some work. I am planning to do a steering wheel. I'm planning to fix up the seats, either that or just fully replace it. And yes, these are power adjustable on the driver's side. The passenger side is just locked in place because it's just locked in place. The roof is a tan top. I'll just pull this up right here. And yes, I've done this while I'm driving. It's not very smart. Also, it looks kind of dirty right now because there's no sun, but in the sun, it looks very, very good. The rear isn't very like messed up. There's just a little bird splatter right there from when I did have the top up, and everything else is just pretty nice. But then I can just take this top down because it is pretty easy. There are just 2 latches on top of there, and that's pretty much it. The manual shifter, I do want to get a new one of those. The sun is starting to peek out right now, so you can really see the green paint on this thing, but it looks pretty much black from this angle. But I'm telling you, this paint is beautiful. And something else I want to do with this car is probably paint the grille black, or just get a complete replacement for the grille, just maybe like a gloss black or a matte black. I also want to do halo headlights like the newer gen, just 2 circles. It just looks so much more modern. And I also want to wrap this car. That is going to come later down the line. I'm maybe going to wrap it, or I'm just going to fully repaint it a different color. But I want to wrap it light pink. Hear me out. I just think a light pink on a BMW Z3 would just look absolutely beautiful. I also want to do new rims, and also the rear fender gap is actually kind of crazy. I can fit like 4.5 fingers up this thing, and for the front, it's actually a pretty good height. You can just see right here, I can just fit like 3 fingers, and that's about it. And I have pretty big hands, to be honest. Something else I want to do this thing, I want to do clear taillights on it, because I just like the look of Euro taillights on it. I just don't know how to do it. That's the thing. If you know how to do it, just let me know in the comments down below. Also, this thing I forgot to mention, it does have an aftermarket stereo system. It's not the best one, but we also have to tune it up. The AC works perfectly, and this thing for some reason has cruise control for a 1998 car. I don't know why it does, but it does, and it's kind of fun to use, to be honest. See if I can find the hood latch. There it is. There we go. Yes, it does have hydraulic hood struts, but this is basically the only modification it has, I'm pretty sure, but it's just this massive aftermarket intake, and it sounds pretty good, to be honest. But speaking of which, alright, so I just came back from the gym. I'm just gonna reverse this thing right now. I'm on the way to my to work right now, but let me just talk about this car. I recorded a video earlier when I was going to that little secret spot, but it apparently isn't showing up when I tried to download it, so I'm just gonna re-record this now, unfortunately. But I'm just cruising with the top up right now, but we're just gonna talk about this. I forgot I had music playing, but just trying to make it out of this parking lot because it is a struggle and people are so slow. All right, yeah, we're good. So overall, this car is a pretty decent car to drive. The clutch feels pretty easy. It's not too hard of a clutch, but obviously with the manual, if you don't know how to drive one, it's gonna take some getting used to. Obviously, that's just how everything is in life, but just see if this car is gonna let me pass or not. Nope, yep, we're good. All right. But overall, this car is a pretty decent thing for acceleration. It's not fast, obviously, but the gearing on this thing is very, very, very short. So it's just short throws. Everything, it just feels fast, but it's actually not fast. There we go. That was literally 40 miles an hour right there. So yeah, we aren't going fast at all. Now we just have to wait for this signal light. But since we're waiting, let's just talk about the fuel economy on this thing. I don't exactly know how many miles per gallon it gets, but it only takes premium fuel, which isn't the best. Now, I'm paying over $4 a gallon in Savannah, Georgia for fuel on this little BMW Z3, and it only takes premium fuel, unfortunately, but oh well, it's just a BMW, German engineering or whatnot. And I don't know if that's gonna save me money on fuel technically, because this car gets pretty good miles per gallon. And it's kind of difficult because this thing is very, very, very fun to drive, and it's very fun to hit the red line on this thing. So it kind of just, you know, factors out the two. Sorry, I'm a little tired right now. The AC on this thing is like really cold right now. I'm actually very, very thankful about that, because I just got sweaty hitting chest in the gym just now, which is a good day. It's always a good day for chest. So let's just wait for the signal light to pass, because I'm actually getting tired and I have to go to work in like 15 minutes. I have to clock in. Cruising around town is fun in this thing. You don't have to get it to a high RPM to make it sound good like most cars nowadays. It's not turbocharged, obviously. It's just a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, so it's not fast either, but it is very low in torque on the down end. So like in the lower RPMs, if you're just cruising, it is very, very slow. But signal light turned green. Just let out the clutch. That was just 45 miles an hour, and I'm cruising at 5th gear right now at literally 2,000 RPM at 43 miles an hour. I told you this gearing is extremely short on this car, and at 80 miles an hour on the highway, obviously I haven't gone 80 because that's, you know,
the speed limit, or breaking the speed limit or whatnot.
80 miles an hour on the highway, you're literally cruising at like 3,500 RPM, 4,000 RPM, which is very, very high, and that's the RPM range where it starts to get a little loud. Like over down on the 1 to 2,000 RPM range, it's really, really quiet, but everything else just feels eh. But also, let me just say, the seats on this thing, they are very comfortable. Yes, they are a little bit ripped. It doesn't make it any less comfortable than it actually is. Yes, I'm going to get them repaired eventually, but the stereo system, as I said, it's not the best on this thing. It is an aftermarket one, and yes, this does have cruise control on this thing, which is honestly really fun to use. But yeah, overall, it's just a comfortable car. I've driven it over 2 hours in a day before, and it didn't give me any back problems, even though I hit back a lot. So yeah, it's just a really, really nice car to drive, and that's really all I have to say about it. It's just fun, simple, and it's just like a perfect recipe. Honestly, a German Miata. Better than Miata? That's up to you to decide. All right, we are at our little secret location right now. I love this spot so much. It's so beautiful for photos, except the sun is pretty much non-existent right now. But overall, this car is a very, very good looking car. And why did I choose this over a Miata? Or like, let's say a 350Z, which has a better sound theoretically, if you want to say that. But VQs can sound very, very bad if you do it the wrong way. They can sound extremely good if you do it the right way, which I've seen, especially with the Tomai exhaust. Those things sound absolutely incredible. But this thing, it doesn't sound crazy. It doesn't, well, I mean, actually, it kind of does. It's not fast. I just still can't believe it's my car. I just can't believe I'm saying that. I'm so blessed to have this opportunity to buy this thing right here. I could have gotten something way better, but this is such a perfect first car, in my opinion at least. What do you think about it in the comments down below? Do you think I could have gotten something better? But I think this car and the color combination, it was an absolute steal. But that's basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I make a new video. Again, just take a look at how beautiful this car looks. It's just simple. It's nothing so crazy. The 350Z is also beautiful. Miata is also a pretty good looking car. But everybody has those. Nobody has a Z3. And these cars are very, very underrated. And also, side note, just realized this, it's not helping me at all that I'm literally in the dirt right now. But yeah, again, that's why my car is kind of dirty. And yes, I even cleaned it right before and it already has dirt smudges on it. But again, I do hope to see you in a future video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Please subscribe. Lol, I have big dreams on YouTube.
The top up right now, but we're just gonna talk about this. Oh shoot, that scared me. Okay.